I want AI where AI is useful to me, and I don't want it anywhere else.
It sounds like in your work, you've remained adaptive, kind of leaned all the way into what these technologies can enable for you. And it sounds like in some parts of your life, you're kind of walling it off, being like, this is not the place for that. How would you define that boundary for yourself and being like, this kind of tooling, like for instance, as it pertains to my professional pursuits and kind of riding that wave as far as it'll take me in terms of my relationships, be that like most cynical example would be like automating your chat with your like significant other.
Yeah,
Like just,
right,
auto
yeah.
reply, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to describe it, and I would say that I do wall it off.
To a degree. I want AI where AI is useful to me, and I don't want it anywhere else. And I think that while it's getting better all the time, and it's getting more relatable, and it's getting to where it understands human behavior or can mimic human behavior better than before, ultimately at the end of the day, these large models are indications of the training data that have been passed into them. And so I was managing a team of people at one point in time, and one of the software engineers said, hey, I'd like to be promoted to a senior software engineer. And I said, okay, no problem. Let's come up with a job description for what a senior software engineer looks like, and let's go through it. We'll see where you're already doing those tasks, and if there are gaps, we can address them, we can put goals for them, whatever. His feedback to me was, well, I don't really want to do that because it's so many different kinds of senior software engineers out there in the world. How am I going to find one that's like representative? And I was like, dude, this is what like GPT was created for. If you want just an average senior software engineer job description, plug that thing into GPT and whatever it spits out. Also, I'm giving you an opportunity to fake it here. You know what I mean? Like just whatever you can find, it really doesn't matter to me. And that's using it for what it's good at, which is just sort of averaging all of the training data that it's been able to see. What it's not going to be good at is if you go to it and say like, hey, can you give me a novel business idea that's going to make me a millionaire or a billionaire? There's a time and a place, and there's things that it's inherently good at based on the way that it has been created, and there's things that it's not ever going to be good at.